Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's someone that's no one here today. You already see it in the title. We here for another dream journal. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this one. Maybe school trip we ditch or something stupid. I know that because this dream is kind of stupid, but most dreams are don't add up, make sense, I guess. And it's what makes them interesting, anyways. If you haven't been to these before, we do. I write my dreams or just have a bunch of journals and stuff, and I think they're pretty entertaining. Hopefully, you guys find them too. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy this, like the video, subscribe, and all that. And without further ado, let's jump right into this. So, this happened a year ago in June, and I'm gonna try to tell. If you guys are wondering or have been wondering, I'm gonna try to tell it verbatims or more so like I'm actually there type of thing. So I won't be talking like in a third person tone when telling these stories. So if you're curious or a little confused by that, I'm just letting you guys know what's up. So alright, let's get into this. So I'm going to tell you about this time that we went on this school trip to another school to basically see how the schools run or some shit like this. I honestly have no idea like what sense there was behind this. I thought it was kind of stupid. We were basically just leaving school for the day to basically hang out at another school. Now, the cool part about it was that Marcel actually knew one of the guys from the school we were going to. His name was Lucas. Now, I guess they met like during wrestling season before, and they were friends or something, so that was cool and shit, and it didn't really change my whole perspective on the situation, but it does become relevant later on. Now, our whole school wasn't going to it. It was like only like one class in ours. Now, for the majority of school, I basically had squad in my class, or some part of squad in class, and the field trip was one for one of my elective classes, which was sociology at the time. So there was basically a whole different lineup of people and of squads. So basically, let me just run it down for you. We got one of the bros, okay, Drew. So if you guys seen some of the previous ones where I've talked about Jason, all right, on a request by Jason, we're changing his name to Drew. So if you're curious, Jason is Drew, Drew is Jason, but we'll now refer to him in all future videos as Drew. Jason, that alias for him no longer exists, just to let you guys know. Alright, another homie that comes along for the ride is Lahiru. You guys, I don't think we've talked about Lahiru actually. Now Lahiru is well, alright, his name, if you can't tell, that's Indian. So, and he is, that's his race and stuff. So yeah, but he's cool as fuck. Like he's the homie. All right. So we also have Marcel in this bitch. We have another homie who's being introduced. Actually, three more homies that are being introduced. One of the biggest one out of that three would be the homie Malcolm. Now, Malcolm is a dude who I've just known since I believe sophomore year in high school. We've been cool as fuck. We be on shit and all that. Then Alan would be another one who's a kid I met in middle school. We still keep up here and there. And John, same thing. Another kid from middle school, and we still keep up here and there. And, they're just homies type shit. So, it's kind of a weird combination of squad, but, it's what we had to work with. It's who was there in the moment. And, of course, we went along with our classmates, so it just wasn't squad. But there were other people we would talk to just for the hell of it there, but I wouldn't consider those people close enough to even consider relevant in this story. Now, there were two teachers that were monitoring us, and they were okay. One was kind of like chill, and the other was kind of this old hag that we hated. So yeah, we had to deal with that. But it was a field trip, so they weren't always, they weren't being like how they were in class basically. And anyways, it's like an hour drive to this other school, which is pretty fucking ridiculous considering all the other schools we could have gone to. But the time with my friends didn't make it so bad. So we ended up in kind of this rural, half suburban area. It was kind of like suburban, but like not a lot. Like you could spot out fields and stuff not far away. But the school itself, it was pretty big, about the same size as ours. There was good amount of people in it. And if you're wondering how big our school was, that bitch was like 4 or 5 stories or something crazy, about 6,000 people. Yeah, quite big. And it was kind of weird at first because we were like scheduled to meet right before fucking school started, which was the dumbest shit ever because the place was pretty crowded to begin with. And it was a little awkward too, just being an outsider and all. Like, there would be like some eyes on us that would trail us and shit, but it wasn't that big of a deal. The school was kind of more like white dominant, and that doesn't really play a big factor into the story, but it's just something that was, just part of the environment, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And I was with the bros though, so we're bullying and shit. And anyways, I'm just saying right now, this turns into some stupid, extremely retarded shit. Oh my god, dude. Like, I just can't believe, what ends up happening in this. So the cops come, they're involved, and it's almost kind of like a chase scene, basically. I don't want to call it a chase scene because it isn't really, but it basically is in a way. So let me just sum up to the point, everything that happened until then. So basically, we're just kind of split up into partners. Naturally, I went with Drew, he's the homie, and we were kind of sent off to a classroom to why did I say AKA, quote unquote, observe, whatever the hell that shit means. We didn't decide to, act stupid and shit, like goof off, like, and do all that bullshit like we used to and shit when we were a little younger. And it was our sophomore year in high school, I think, at this point in the dream, and we didn't really want to be rude as hell to people. Plus, we didn't even know any of these kids. Like, I remember the first class being some like boring science class. Like, we came all the way here just to watch a fucking science class. Like, bitch, I could have just went to another classroom, not a whole nother school, bro. But Drew and I were chilling a bit. First period goes by, we're cooling. Second, we're sent to an English classroom. Needless to say, that shit was boring. All the while we were here texting our homies to see, how they were doing. Of course, we got the expected response, like, this shit is boring as hell, from all but one person, Marcel. Marcel actually got lucky enough that he ended up with his homeboy Lucas, like, just out of coincidence. And the next period they had lunch. So for Drew and I, our lunch schedule wasn't like until 2 periods later, and like, screw that. We wanted to do something else, to ease our boredom. We weren't even there for the class, we weren't even learning, we were just looking at the class. That was the whole goal, just, examine what goes on in the classroom and all that. Like, bitch, like, we knew, we might as well, or we were, probably going to get in trouble if we did, for ditching the classes and shit. Because the teachers that were there, were supposed to take attendance for us, but I guess we basically just said screw it. So Drew and I texted the other homies, we were like, ditch this shit, let's link. And I'm pretty sure that Malcolm and Lahira would have done it, but because those two guys were already paired. But Alan and John, on the other hand, they were also paired. Marcel was paired with some girl, Emily, this little white girl in our class, and she was pretty cool, but I left her to Marcel, just to be cool and shit. But anyways, I had doubts that Alan and John would come. Alan is kind of just one of those people who, he kind of follows the rules to heart. I mean, not to heart exactly, like, but like major shit, like he's not gonna ditch class type shit. But he doesn't give, I guess, the little shit, who gives a fuck about the little shit really. But John, he's kind of a kid who gets a lot of shit. Basically, he's actually a good kid, I think. Like, to me, like, if you ask me, he's actually like kind-hearted, I guess you can say. But the way he dresses and shit, just his looks and shit, kind of gives off that vibe of gangbanger, or just like, this kid's on bullshit or something, or I don't. And yeah, so Alan, he probably would have followed the rules, and John didn't want to be in a lot of hot water, so I was guessing maybe he didn't want to come either, because he was already in deep shit with our teacher and shit. So yeah, but I texted them anyways, fuck it, just in case, telling them slide to lunch. So Marcel tells us to meet near one of the entrances, but since we don't know the place, we show up like 2 minutes late, and the bell's already about to ring. But surprisingly, all the bros show up, all of them, and I'm like, hey, we're in this area basically, and people were already leaving because they didn't want to be late. And there's this tall white guy, and he's like, all right, let's go. And he has blonde hair, a beard, like he looked way older, like 20 or something. And this dude actually turned out to be Marcel's friend Lucas. So basically, we were rushing through the hall to the lunchroom, and we got out late. But the staff at the school were really the ones like ours, so we got in fairly easy. But like Lucas was telling us, like in another minute or so, like we couldn't have gotten in. So our lunch was pretty bogus. Basically, if you showed up late, like after the bell type shit, they would send you to the fucking office to get a late pass. And it was just some dragon shit over nothing, like late to lunch, nigga. What bitch? What? Basically, some bullshit. But anyways, Malcolm, he comes up and he's like, good. If we get caught though, it's fucking over. Miss Ann is not gonna go for this shit, dude. And that was still a huge problem for us, that we might have to actually face if they find out. And we walk into the lunchroom. Since we were all late, the tables were pretty much taken, only for like a few seats here and there, and like we had to spread out. Like our group didn't have one table that was open that everyone can fit in. So we're looking around. Lahiru, he's like, all right, I spot 4 right there, and Lucas and Marcel are basically telling us, all right, you guys can take it. We'll just find somewhere else to go and eat, and we'll link up later or whatever. And that was like the last time I saw Lucas that day. But what happened after lunch is when the retarded stuff begins. So we found ourselves at a table with some preppy looking girls. Like I had no clue how old they are. But they saw us coming, didn't say nothing, and the table we were at like sat 10 people. So there were like 4 of us, 6 girls or whatever. But we had nowhere else to sit, But Lahiru, the classic, man. He's like, I brought my curry today, and that's it. That's Lahiru for you. No, curry is a staple to his character. He loves fucking curry, dude. But and I'm just saying, me and Drew, we pull out some cooking from Tyson. Tyson, another character from our other stories. He made us a burrito bowls that day. Excuse me. And they were smacking. Now, if you don't know, Tyson, he's good as fuck at cooking. He makes tons of different shit. Oh my lord, it's fucking amazing. He'll just make us meals type shit, like just because he's good at it and he doesn't mind. And we're just kind of like, it's a thing to do if you got someone that cooks too. Just eat with the boys type shit. It's nice as fuck, but Malcolm's all like, damn, you guys bring some special shit. And he's just pulling out like a basic ass sandwich, some chips, a granola bar, or like a Gatorade and all that. But I'm like, curry. I mean, look at Lahiru. He's got the curry that that stands out, and Lahiru's just like rain and shit. But Drew, he's like to Malcolm. He's like, Tyson cooks us some good shit all the time. You should come over, eat sometime and shit. And Malcolm's like, I'm gonna have to take you up on that. But anyways, some shit happens at the table with the girls sitting there. So one of us said, hopefully we get back for dinner. If our teachers find us ditching, we're in deep shit. So someone said that, I don't remember exactly who, but one of the girls from the other table heard us say that. So one of the girls was like, wait, are you guys students who came from the other school? And this girl, she looked good. She looked really good. She had this kind of like yellow skirt on with a striped top, brown hair with some streaks in it, and this like ponytail, and these kind of like nice low top. She had a nice real outfit, nice slim body, I guess. So we find out her name. Her name is Gabby, and she would be a pretty interesting character for us that day. Basically, we were just explaining ourselves, mostly myself, and that we were on this trip, and basically we were ditching class and shit just to hang out. And most of her friends didn't seem as interested, which made me believe, Gabby was kind of more open and daring about things, and turns out she pretty was. So basically, me and this Gabby girl talked for a little. She sits a little closer, and shit, we just kind of get to know each other, and she turns out to be a really cool person who, I continued to talk with. So she turned out to be like someone I could be real with. She's just a real cool person. She was a grade higher than us. She was planning to go to college in Wisconsin and all this bullshit. And yeah, so let me not get off topic here. Basically, we become friends fast. We just find this kind of like connection between us, and it's going. So I'm gonna leave it at there. We got some things set up for the story, a lot of things going on, and a lot of dumb stuff to come up. So hope you guys enjoyed this first part. If you do, you already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. It's been your boy, someone that's no one, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.